So the new thing you're making with David Simon, which is like an all-star collaboration of sort of municipal race things. Can you tell what's happening with that?
That's based on a true story. Events that occurred in Yonkers, New York from 1987 through 1993, when Yonkers was finally forced to desegregate. I love the idea because when you say desegregation, you think Birmingham in the 60s in the South, or maybe you think Boston and school busing, but you don't think New York, 1990. And you also don't realize this story is going on right now. I mean, today, these same issues are occurring, very close to Terrytown, and this is a story where they were forced to put Yonkers had intentionally kept their neighborhoods segregated, defying federal order for 40 years. And many towns have done this, and they stick all the low-income housing over one side of the freeway, and the other side stays white, and the zoning, etc. It's very easy to do that. Even wealthy black families were sort of directed over this way to the sort of nicer black neighborhoods by the real estate agents. And the federal judge finally said, enough, you have to put 200 units of low-income housing on the white side of town. And the city went nuts. It just blew up. This is 200 units in a city over 200,000 people. Just 200. They went crazy. And so I thought that was an interesting area to explore. David had written a terrific script with another writer, Bill Zorzi. And again, I like the idea that I could identify with all those characters, even the villains, the ones who were saying, keep those black people out of here. I could identify because you could drive over and you could look at Schlobum or the other projects, and they were horrible. They said, do you really want this on your street with all this crime and these drugs? Do you really want that on your street? I don't. And the fact that the federal government had mismanaged public housing for so long, just so they were basically warehousing people in these towers, stacking them on top of each other, and spending a lot of money to do something that would absolutely fail these people and fail the neighborhood and fail the greater township. So there was one fella here, his name was Oscar Newman, who was a minor character in our series, who was a bureaucrat, and he just fought everybody, all the sides, to do something that had common sense. To do scattered site housing, to do it in a way that the sort of defensible space, they call it, so that you had your own area, you did your own front door, there was no public areas to get to that, and there was your own little backyard, and he said people will defend their space if you give it to them. And it did, it worked. All these townhouses were finally built, and nothing happened, but there were no ill consequences. But to get to that, it was quite a ride. So that's the story we're telling over 6 hours. It's the first time I've directed something I didn't write.